good afternoon, everyone. The time is now 1:35. I'm meteorologist Jordan Darensbourg. I hope everyone has stayed warm and stayed safe throughout the course of the day today. And we are tracking our temperatures and our wind chills, and we've got a few weather-related alerts we do want to talk about. But let's take a look at our temperatures right now as we take a look here. We're mainly in those upper teens and lower 20s. Now, I do want to remind you, these are not wind chills. These are actual air temperatures that we have right now. But these wind chills, this is what it feels like on your body. We're looking at single digits to lower teens throughout much of the region. So it is going to be quite chilly as we bring in that northerly wind. So make sure that if you have to step outside, make sure you're wearing a hat, make sure you're wearing gloves, make sure you have adequate layers. And remember to make sure those faucets are dripping, as well as make sure those pets and plants are either inside or covered, and make sure that you are checking on your elderly neighbors. That would be the 4 Ps: pets, plants, pipes, and people. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this full real quick because we're going to go hour by hour as we head throughout the course of the afternoon and evening into the overnight hours. There you see those skies clear, and we are expecting to have wind chills down to the single digits. But there are some areas, especially out in the hill country here, where we have wind chill factors, according to this model, getting down to either at or below 0. Now, the reason I'm showing y'all this is because we have a wind chill warning that has been issued for most of the KVUE viewing area. And this is all the way until 9 a.m. on your Tuesday. So what this means is that we could have wind chill factors getting down to below 0, maybe around 10 below 0 in some isolated locations, but I'm thinking mainly just a couple of degrees below 0. However, that still would meet the criteria for a warning. Now, we also have a hard freeze warning that is in effect, and the reason for that is because we could have temperatures getting below 26 degrees, or we have them below 26 degrees throughout the entirety of the region at the moment. So we're expecting a hard freeze likely, which means definitely make sure that you have those faucets dripping right now, because if you don't, you're going to have those pipes suffering and possibly bursting as a result. So definitely want to make sure that you are paying close attendance to that. But as we go hour by hour, and this is through later on tomorrow, there could be a very slight opportunity in areas south and east of Austin that we could see temperatures getting above freezing for your actual air temperatures. So let me show you where I'm talking about. We're talking mainly in places like here in town, maybe even San Marcos, portions of Caldwell County might get above freezing as well. Maybe even Fayette County right there, that model showing 33 in LaGrange. So only a very brief opportunity for any ice to melt if it was not sublimated throughout the course of the day today. And we're not going to get as cold tomorrow night as what we will tonight. So there's very, very good news on that particular front. But then watch as we head into tomorrow afternoon, or actually, this is your Wednesday afternoon, I should be saying. I meant to say tomorrow night heading into Wednesday morning. But in any ways, look at these temperatures here. We're looking at mid 40s, maybe even upper 40s. Some models are even showing low 50s in northern sections of the hill country. So that's where we start to see a little bit of that improvement. And again, that extreme cold, along with those dangerously low wind chills, are going to be what we're dealing with through the day on your Tuesday, before we get that wind shift out of a southerly flow, and that's where we expect to warm up. Now, it's likely that we're going to probably get to the 60s by the time we get to Thursday, so very, very good to see that. However, we still got to get through these next couple of days, but I wanted to go ahead and calm some of y'all down that we don't have any more winter storm warnings, we don't have any more winter weather advisories, but what we do have are hard freeze warnings, as well as wind chill warnings for most of us. Milam, as well as Fayette and Mason counties, you're under a wind chill advisory, but the meanings are pretty much similar to one another. The wind chill warning just has wind chill values that are even colder, so hypothermia is even more of a concern in those areas. So I'm going to take this back up, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to summarize everything real quick one more time for you. Take a look at these temperatures right now. These are your actual air temperatures, and we are looking at temperatures right now in the upper teens to lower 20s. Now, we got that stout northerly wind, but as you see, those skies are clearing, and that wind could actually help to break up some of the ice accumulation that we might have seen, if any at all. Some areas received very little in terms of ice accumulation. We're right now seeing reports of only 1/100th of an inch at best, but still was enough to cause some issues. Now, wind chills, though, that's going to be more of a concern because we're looking at wind chills in the single digits to lower teens, and that's been the case throughout the course of the day, and that's going to continue on through the overnight hours, but it could get even colder than that as we go hour by hour. Look at these wind chill values as we're going to go ahead and take this full. We've got some areas, especially out in the hill country, that could have wind chill values getting below 0. There you see Fredericksburg, Blanco, this model showing -1. Burnett showing a 0 for our wind chills. The wind chills, by the way, are the yellow numbers. The actual air temperatures are the white numbers. And as a result of that, that's where we have the wind chill warning. Now, I do want to mention that all precipitation alerts have been allowed to expire. So there's no more winter weather advisory unless you're watching us from the Brazos Valley. You guys are still under one. And there is no more winter storm warning. That's good news. But now we must focus on the extreme cold coming our way. And we have that wind chill warning for everyone in the KVUE viewing area. And this is until 9 tomorrow morning. Now, we also have a wind chill advisory still in effect for Milam, Mason, as well as Fayette counties, because the wind chill values won't be as cold in those areas as those in the warning, but still, we want you to be prepared. Now, we do have a hard freeze warning because the actual air temperature will get down below 26 degrees. That's the threshold for a hard freeze, and we're expecting that from now all the way until 10 a.m. on your Wednesday. And I'm going to show you why right here as we continue this future cast. And we're only expecting highs getting to the lower 30s for your Tuesday, with some areas that could probably get above freezing in areas south and east of Austin. So here's what we're talking about. Right here in town, San Marcos, and portions of Caldwell County, and also we're looking at portions of Fayette County that could be above freezing briefly as well. Keyword, briefly, because we're going to get right back down to those 20s as we head throughout the course of your Tuesday night. Now, as we head into Wednesday, notice the wind shift early Wednesday morning. It's starting to shift to a more southerly flow, and that's going to allow for more of a warm-up. We're looking at mainly mid-40s, probably even upper 40s, which would definitely get us out of freezing for one, and melt anything that had refrozen as we headed through the day on your Tuesday. Now, the models for the hill country even have some lower 50s. I'm not necessarily buying that, but that's a possibility nonetheless. In any case, the cold, as well as those dangerously low wind chills, those look like our main threats, and it's looking like the precipitation and travel impacts are going to be pretty much nil for the next couple of days as we get ready to warm up. Thursday, we get even warmer than that. We're looking at highs in the mid-60s. Another front comes in. We do drop to the mid to upper 40s, but next Sunday, we're watching for maybe a few isolated showers. And yes, we are actually talking about rain showers and not necessarily snow showers. So basically, what I wanted to let you guys know is that all the precipitation stuff has expired. No winter weather advisory, no more winter storm warning. Now we focus on the dangerous cold, and we want you to understand and pay attention to those pets, make sure they stay inside, those plants, make sure they're covered, and those pipes, make sure that they are covered outside, maybe with one of those Whataburger cups or any other styrofoam cup that can help with that, or if you have a certain plug, you can use that as well. And then make sure you're checking on your neighbors, making sure everyone is adequately warm. And remember, there are warming shelters that are going to be open later on this evening if you need a place in town to stay warm. So keep it here to KVUE News. We're going to have the latest on this as we head throughout the course of the afternoon. And our meteorologist, Shane Hinton, he's going to be in later on this afternoon with all of the latest details to get you ready for this warm-up that's coming up, as well as the extreme cold expected for tonight. Thank you.